5 live bears with lightning.
I'm not introducing that yet. My daughter was like, "No."
Your daughter went full Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, I know.
Grandmaster on your Game Master, whatever his name is. Made fun of your lightning, and now you won't use it.
She's like, "Dad, somebody's gonna have a problem with that." I was like, I think it looks good.
Your
But
daughter is on the cusp of being Rob Bauer when you impersonate him.
don't say that. I don't think it'd be
Dad.
Dad. You know, nobody on YouTube is gonna watch. This is what she told me a while back. Nobody on YouTube is gonna watch that, and it's like, you know, we've been having a couple hundred watches. Five Love Bears podcast. Thanks to everybody that is continuing to watch us. It is close to.
We're live. Wait.
Yeah.
Hey, it's podcast.
Hey, we're on.
Yeah, we're on.
Charlie, wake up.
Sorry, fellas. I thought the music was.
I knew it.
I thought you were still testing something. My
No, I thought the music was the cue.
No.
And we're on now. And want to thank everybody for continuing to support us, those who are watching us. And it is a YouTube. We do thank everybody who's been watching us and viewing us on YouTube over the last few weeks. Appreciate that.
Us.
Yes. We do appreciate that. Getting a lot of views on YouTube. Please like and share us.
Gawking.
Subscribe, as they like to say. Facebook, SoundCloud, iTunes, all the rest. Thank everybody for continuing to watch us and listen to us and continue to support us. It is the Thanksgiving. It is the Thanksgiving weekend, and I've had some.
Weekend.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be that it's that time of year where everybody gives thanks for something, and
Friday.
I'm thankful for a week or a couple days off. Now we're recording this the week before Thanksgiving, even though it's going to be after Thanksgiving when it actually gets played. But it's still a good time
in
to
reality, Charlie could have been killed on Black Friday shopping.
True.
Yeah.
But the only place I'm going to go to will have a max of like 30 people.
Yeah,
so.
but it is the leather shop.
It is. Tandy Leather Company.
Isn't that a song by 50 Cent?
Tandy Leather Company?
No, the leather shop.
No, you're thinking of Candy Shop.
Oh.
And I would not be going there any day, even Black Friday.
I don't know. I don't do the Black Friday thing.
The candy shop?
Mm-hmm. I know.
Not even for a lollipop.
Oh my gosh! All right, me and Brian are like, what?
I hate to say.
Brian's like, I think all this because you suck a lollipop just like DC movies.
Say something.
Brian's got dad brain like right now.
I didn't put any action verb in front of it.
Do we need to start
Kind of
over?
like a DC movie.
Do we need to start over, guys? Do we
No,
need
we're
to-
good. We're good.
No.
This is awesome.
About 20 minutes in, John's like, we got to start over. I can't. People can't watch that.
No, I mean, come on. It's people. People
going up
listen
the
to
moon
this.
stage.
Aaron, how's Texas?
I can't hear what you guys are saying. Sorry.
You didn't
We
hear
were
any
just-
of that, Aaron?
Are you?
I think y'all talking about lollipop songs or something.
Oh my gosh, Aaron!
Aaron, let me ask you a question. Since you have a
Charlie.
you have a Switch, right, Aaron? You have a Nintendo Switch. Aaron,
Hello.
Yeah.
do you have a Nintendo Switch?
Aaron, Charlie
I
wants to know if you have a Nintendo Switch.
I do have a Nintendo Switch.
Have you bought L.A. Noir for it yet?
Have you bought L.A. Noir for it?
I have not. I tend not to get the M-rated games because of the kiddos, but I did see a preview for that. It looked kind of cool.
I don't even know what it is.
When it originally came out for the PS3 and the Xbox 360, the GameStop patrons on Dixie Highway kept asking for, you got that Lenore game?
Lenore.
So the L.A. Noir is, or Lenore,
Are you making fun?
L.A. Noir.
Are you making fun of the PRP people?
Yes,
Oh, okay, that's fine.
I am one of them. So
Yeah,
I,
I
but
mean, yeah.
I knew what the word
is-
Noir was.
We don't really have.
Lamar?
We don't really have. If people listen to us, we don't really have Kentucky accents. We got like PRP, PRP and Valley Station and Shively accents. It's kind of the.
Woo!
Tim's Mount Washington.
Hey,
By way of Texas and Florida.
Yeah.
I don't really know what my accent is.
Well, this evening, being that it is Thanksgiving weekend, and we are very, very thankful for everything that's been going on, especially in even our lives. I know that's saying we don't usually get all sentimental, but we do. Everybody here in the basement here does have a lot to be thankful for, and we're very thankful for the 400 or 500 people that view us and listen to us every week. That's really cool. We do appreciate that. Thank you all.
Thank you.
And of course, we're always thankful for family. Brian and the boy Thor, as we've gotten to call him
Yeah.
on the podcast. I don't think Jenny would really appreciate it if she knew we were calling him Thor.
She does every now
She
and then.
cool with that?
Yeah.
She cool with the Thor thing? I didn't
That's
know.
what my dad calls him. So.
Oh well, that's all good then.
Oh, yeah.
If Grumps is going to call him Thor, then it's
Grumps?
all
You
good.
better believe it.
Yeah, that's what the kids
call
him.
They call him Grumps.
Grammy and Grumps.
Yeah, it's cool.
Man.
It's a cool nickname. Hopefully someday
I just want to be called Grumps in general.
we can do
Consider
it.
done, Grumps.
Yeah.
We can do it, Grumps. There you
It
go.
works.
There you go. We'll make sure if we ever catch to call you work, we're like, is Grumps Allen Ball there?
Yeah, I got a grumpy tramp stamp. If you guys want to see it.
Wow. It went right there. I mean, we just boom right there.
Yeah. Don't get Brian going. He was like, them things stink just like DC movies.
See how it went off the cliff like that? Like
Yeah.
a DC franchise.
Yeah, Brian, man, he's been.
Yeah,
Brian, if you
Brian-
didn't
Brian's
watch
out of
your
control.
if you didn't watch or listen to last week's podcast, Brian has been on a tear all week about the
I got my
DC
haircut.
movies.
That's what it is.
He even after the podcast was over last week, and we decided to take a trip up to a local coffee
Starbucks.
to the Starbucks, and the whole way there, Brian was trashing me because I wanted to see Justice League. Man, I've already got him walked home from the grid light. He was like, "You can get on my van anytime you want." It's like, dude, man, come on.
Well, I mean, Charlie
Maybe
almost
maybe
killed us
Aquaman
all.
will pick you up on the way back. How about that?
My man.
I'm gonna throw you in the river, see if Aquaman saves your butt.
Do that in the Ohio and summon an 18-foot long catfish that's got a Volkswagen inside of it with 16 eyes.
We laugh because
Blinky?
it's true.
And speaks perfect pig Latin.
So true. So true.
If you don't live here, you don't understand.
Uye amen said, ime, umfre, ite.
I've lost control.
And Aquaman would respond, my fish. I'm sorry you're not here, Aaron. John's lost it.
Oh gosh, I lost control.
And that's better
It's like
than
coffee.
and that's better than Justice League, right
Yeah,
there,
that's the
folks.
coffee I had. Oh,
Aaron, can you hear anybody?
I can hear you. And John, I can barely hear.
do you have him turned up? Do you have your microphone
Turn
turned
it up.
Anyways, tonight what we're going to be doing, if we ever get back on track, is we're going to spend a couple minutes tonight talking about the things that we're thankful for, and that isn't necessarily anything sentimental. We're talking about movies and television and things of that nature, because it's Thanksgiving, and we are always, like I said before, we're always continuously thankful for our family, my wife and daughter, who are awesome and put up with this all the time, us meeting here and doing this all the way around the table. Everybody but Brian. I mean, everybody but Charlie. Charlie's a bachelor.
Dang, Charlie.
No, that's not.
Nobody cares whether I'm here or not.
No, we do care. But
Everybody else has a family that loves them.
well,
Charlie's going to die alone.
Except for Charlie.
that's not.
Killed
That's-
all by
that's-
himself.
that's not what
at a
I'm
coffee
Basically, the
shop.
song Aqualung is his future.
That word,
Sitting on a park bench.
that's
No, I
not
don't
what
know
I'm.
that song.
That's not what I'm saying.
It's really
but
obscure.
it's we're just glad that our wives are very cool with everybody coming here every other week and doing this, because some
But
people.
y'all's wives like coming here too, though.
Well,
true.
our wives like each other. That's
Yeah,
that's a
that's
big
good.
thing, and our wives have always been friends. I think ever as far back as we
Thank
can
you
possibly
for
remember.
being my friend.
And so, we're just going to go around the room tonight, including Aaron, who apparently would be really thankful for the ability to hear us this evening. I don't know what the problem is. They usually can hear us all right, but tonight we're just going to talk a few minutes about the things we're thankful for, as far as our movie and television for this year. A lot of good things have come on and gone. So What about you guys? What movie are you thankful for?
Aaron, movie you're thankful for this past year?
Something that's come out this past year.
Come back to me on this one. I'm
Tag.
drawing a blank.
Tag.
Came out this past year.
Tag.
Not Aaron watched on YouTube.
Tag.
Tag. Okay. I'll go with. I really like Thor, but I'll go back to Guardians 2. Really was maybe just because I was really looking forward to it more than any other movie this year, and just from the start, the intro with Mr. Blue Sky and all that, it was a really good movie. I really enjoyed it, and the ending with Yondu, spoiler alert, was a really heartfelt, well done ending.
That was very
It
good.
made me cry.
Gets you right,
Actually made me
right
cry.
there.
Mary Poppins.
Just because he's your daddy or just because he's your father don't mean he's your daddy, boy. Whatever.
Yeah, that was pretty close.
Close to it.
That was real close. Brian should know. He's a Marvel man. He would never quote a DC movie.
Marvel,
No, I was
man.
gonna say I'm actually thankful for Justice League because it made everything else Marvel did look that much better.
Oh, wow.
Gosh, man.
Wow, he went the opposite of
Yeah,
what you were
I see what we're
thinking.
saying here.
But no, Thor was to me the best I
He
saw.
flipped the script.
Thor was very good. I was very I like Thor a lot, but I'm gonna go way on a limb on this one. And a movie that I was thankful for that I got to see earlier in the year was Kong Skull Island.
It was good.
I like Kong Skull
I haven't
Island.
seen it.
I thought it was a really good reboot of the King Kong story, considering what Peter Jackson had done back several years ago, which was just too long and way too. And then you have to go all the way back to the 1970s before that, and that was kind of. But I thought this was a pretty good one. This is a good introduction to the monsters, and the end scene spoiler. At the end where they start showing the slides and there's pictures of Mothra and then they have Godzilla on there as well. So I think that was a pretty good one myself. That's one I was very, very, very pleasantly surprised with. So I could be a little bit thankful for that.
Charlie.
Since you guys have mentioned pretty much everything else that I was going to say, or would have said, I will say this though. Since I'm the indie film weirdo here, I'm thankful for Happy Death Day.
Oh, that was a good
That
one.
was a good. It was.
Is
not
that the,
what I-
that's the one you two went and saw, wasn't it?
that
we
it was-
went on a mandate.
Yeah, exactly. It was an interesting film in the fact that it was one of the few films where like it's not like the trailer, but it's better than the trailer led you to believe. It kind of seemed like it was supposed to be like this teenage horror film, and it
Yeah.
was actually a suspense film that actually had a little bit of a heart to it.
I've still got tears. My eyes are burning. I was laughing so hard at him here in Scott. I'm still trying to get the tears. Oh my
It
gosh, it
took a common movie trope and did a little spin on it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was a fun little movie. Aaron, movies?
I guess Guardians 2. I really haven't seen that many movies this year. Now I'm thinking about it, so I'll go with Guardians 2.
Yeah, no,
Tag.
I agree.
He can't hear you saying tag.
I know
over.
that's what makes it funny.
He hasn't seen any movies he could watch with others. That's the tag.
Aaron only
tag is
watches private movies from Japan.
Netflix them as long as you have Netflix in there. I would say if you're talking about superheroes movies, though, I would say that I would have to go with what Tim and Aaron are saying, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I really liked Thor Ragnarok a lot. I think it was a great film, but I don't think that I anticipated or had the anticipation for Thor Ragnarok like I had for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And because that was a big hype movie. I mean, for my family, because my daughter is a mega Guardians of the Galaxy fan. The first one and this one here. I was asked the other day, how many times have you seen Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2? She's like, I think I'm up to like 35 times now. She watches the thing on a loop. So I think if I was going to do an honorable mention on that, I think that would be another one I'd be thankful for too this year.
Didn't Wonder Woman come out this year?
Wonder Woman came out.
So I would say that one was a good one.
Yeah, I'm thankful for Wonder Woman.
Yes.
I think
My
that
girls especially like that.
even though it's a DC movie and Brian lives under this perception that they're horrible films.
Horrible's a little too giving for that title.
You know, the thing about it is I may have to break out and watch Wonder Woman again tomorrow. I've only seen it once.
I
So.
have
Is
no
that part of
desire
the
to
build-up
see Wonder
process
Woman
to be able to
ever
tolerate Justice League?
No,
I'm just curious.
I told you last week I'm going in with an open mind. I'm going to
telling
see it.
you-
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to see
the
it.
Wonder Woman and the Wonder Woman world from the movie Wonder Woman is going to be totally different in Justice League because it was a male versus female director. I'm telling you.
Talking about Wonder Woman?
Yep.
But going back to that though, I didn't really feel that vibe very much in it. I just felt that it was the Wonder Woman theme, and it wasn't
like
real
they're-
super hyper preachy or anything.
No.
about that.
Well, I'm not going to go into that discussion. I'm just saying that in Justice League, the Amazonian women are totally, as they say, that's what the article is saying, they're totally clothed differently. They're more scantily clad. It's a totally different feel to it. So
So
So what you're saying is the Amazonians got tagged in the Justice League film.
Wait a minute, you mean DC screwed up something else again?
no.
No.
Well, it kind of sounds like, and going to what Tim had just said, it sounds as if they took the idealism of the Amazonian and then turned it into just
Turned it
eye
from
candy.
hey, we're independent to
Oh,
hey,
because
ladies.
the movie's so
Well,
horrible.
yeah,
we had
well,
to-
I mean, and to be honest with you, I mean, my thoughts on it being that I have a 13-year-old daughter who really did like the Wonder Woman movie. That if and I haven't seen it yet, so I can't really pass judgment on that call. But if that's the case, then that bothers me because they spent a lot of time revving up the ideal of independence and in women and having this strong character, and even the entire Darth Vader's roaming the room.
No, I know what you're saying. They
And then all of a sudden it becomes another
stereotypical thing.
thing again, and that drives me insane. But I haven't seen it
sorry,
yet.
I totally sidetracked this.
We'll give a whole review. Most of us will have gone and seen it. We'll give a whole review next week on Justice on the next one on Justice League, because I hope you'll see it here soon. TV shows.
TV shows.
Thankful for TV shows. I'll start this one up. I am thankful for Stranger Things 2. That was an incredible follow-up to the first season. First season got kind of slow, and I almost didn't watch the whole thing. But I decided, well, I'm gonna give it a try. And season 2 of it totally redeemed it. It was it was faster. It was a lot more. It felt like it had a lot more humor in it. They maybe it was just because the characters were fleshed out, and some of the characters that were complete jerks in the first season of it turned out to be like the cool hero in this one. They introduced a few new characters, and I even like them. A lot of people didn't like the redheaded girl. I can't remember her name.
Max.
Barb?
Yeah, Mad Max.
Barb.
They didn't like her. They thought her was a throwaway character. I thought she added to it. The way they finished it up was cool. The Ghostbusters, the Halloween Ghostbusters
I've got
one was
2
great.
episodes left.
And
2 episodes.
well, I
Don't
won't spoil it for me. So number 1 on my list.
11 eats Lego waffles.
Number 1 on my thankfuls for television would be Stranger Things 2.
Aaron, things TV show you're thankful for.
That would be Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency.
Great show.
Nice.
Do you want to talk about it at all, or just mention it?
It's really quirky, and it doesn't quite. I don't think it quite follows the books, but they've kind of tapped into, and they've created this really cool little world. There's really weird characters on there. There's a girl on there named Bart that I think is just one of the greatest characters ever made.
She's really good.
It's just a lot of fun. It is a super confusing show. At least season 1 was, but then by the end, it all made sense. So you just have to kind of stick with it. But it's, they had in the first season there was a cat that was possessed by a spirit of a shark that was killing everybody and stuff. It was just great.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
So is John's old cat.
Yeah.
Murphy.
Bart is a fantastic character, and the actress that pulls off Bart is an amazing actress to pull it off because she's like just a lunatic on the show. So yeah, it's a good one, Aaron.
Charlie, what about you?
I'm prepared to get made fun of about this already, but that's okay.
No,
I
can't
am.
be worse than mine.
Huh?
Can't be worse than mine.
I'm thankful for Punisher, even though I haven't watched it yet. And here's the reason why I'm thankful for it. Through 3 films, they haven't been able to get it right. and in one season of Daredevil, they got the character right. I think I know that we all have discussed how much we didn't absolutely love Iron Fist. I thought Defenders was great, and I think that The Punisher is going to be great too. Now, next time that I'm here to podcast, I might say, "Oh, it was terrible," but I'm thankful that at least we've got the Netflix Marvel universe to make the Marvel Knights. Tim, you look so bothered by what I just said.
You know, I'm not a big John Bernthal fan, so
That's fine.
but
Yeah.
I'm hopeful.
I'm just waiting for you to say something about it's just problematic. I just didn't. Yeah, you just sit. For those of you not watching,
Fire and ice.
Tim was going.
I
Oh my
cleared
gosh,
my
what has
throat.
Charlie done?
I said, "Let me clear my
he
throat."
cleared his throat at a very key moment in the conversation.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So yeah, Marvel Netflix
Of course,
is what I'm thankful
Brian's
for.
like anything Marvel puts out. They could put out. They could put out Fergie throwing up. I wouldn't care.
It'd probably be
Brian
better
or-
than DC movies.
Brian Brown. TV
Are you going to
show.
say Paw Patrol?
No.
Oh
No,
my
the only
gosh.
shows
that one
for
where
me this year has
Ryder
been
gets his paw
Tanked
stuck.
and Fast and Loud.
Guys, what
Which one's
stuck?
tanked? Oh, it's the one about the fish tanks.
Yes.
What, Aaron?
Guys, what stuck?
Paul.
Oh, Paul. Okay.
Where did that come?
Looking
He's
for the
still
man.
stuck on. He's still stuck on the lollipop from earlier.
What is Tanked and Fast and Loud?
Tanked is a show of two people that go around and make these amazing aquariums, and Fast and Loud is the store or the show with Gas Monkey Garage where they rebuild cars.
I don't know you. Every time I think I do, it's just another layer.
I'm an enigma, man.
I think he just called you Shrek.
Hey, I'll take that.
Somebody once.
I've been called
Ogres are like onions.
I don't want to talk about that.
No.
But there is.
You haven't seen,
A,
wait, you haven't seen Shrek? I've at least seen that.
I have never seen all of Shrek. I never wanted to.
That hurts me, Tim.
Tim
That
called
hurts
me a hipster.
TV shows for me was Legion. Loved Legion.
Legion was good.
is currently one of my all-time favorite shows.
Did it get renewed?
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Aubrey Plaza is amazing in it, and there's just some scenes in that I've never seen done in TV shows before. There's a scene where they literally cut the sound completely out for about 5 minutes, and it's some of the creepiest television ever. It's awesome. If you haven't seen it,
I need to pick up and finish it. I watched the first couple episodes, then I went to Disney World and never came back and watched any more of it.
You never came back from Disney.
Yeah,
World?
I never came back.
I'm still there.
One that I'm honorable mention. Another one that I'm very thankful for this year, which came out, is the Orville on Fox. I've really enjoyed watching that.
I will say that at first I did not like it, but by like the 4th episode, I've enjoyed it. It really is Star Trek realistically.
It's got the thing that really attached me to it is because the thing that I liked about it is the fact that it's got this quirky humor to it, that people act like people.
Right.
It's a little bit over the top a little bit
Sure.
in some of the dialogue, especially when they're on the bridge and something bad's going on. Somebody cracks a joke. That's a little bit over
yeah,
top.
like
But it's not Star Trek, because
Where-
Star Trek is like everything's so dead serious all the time.
self-righteous.
Yeah.
It's not preachy at all. It's just good. Brittany was actually in the room earlier today at home. We were folding laundry in the living room, exciting married life, and we were watching Orville.
Hashtag married life.
And
Yeah.
she laughed at it, which is
unusual.
unusual for Brittany to laugh at anything that I enjoy.
See,
So
I'm gonna give a shout out here though, real quick. I'm thankful for my wife, because my wife is not only
didn't know this was a competition.
awesome, but it's like
Hashtag one up.
It's like Tony Stark and Thor at Age of Ultron. No, but one thing I'm thankful for her, because Tim has documented before that Brittany is not exactly a sci-fi and Marvel movie person. And you all right over there?
Sorry, when Brittany listens to this podcast, she's gonna cut you.
No, she ain't. Because I mean,
That's right,
she
she
knows
doesn't
that.
listen.
I'm not saying anything bad. I mean, that's just the way
I'm
everybody's
just
made.
joking.
And but Carla, on the other hand, is totally into all of it, and she's like, she'll talk Star Wars at work. Nobody understands her, and so it's cool because it's like the Orville.
She's speaking
She-
Wookiee.
Yeah,
I
she-
mean,
but she like the Orville. She's totally down with watching it. She likes watching it. She thinks it's a great show. Now she don't get into some of that high class like Star Trek stuff and things. We watched the first Star Trek Discovery.
ooh, let me honorable mention, Discovery was actually not terrible. And I really thought it was going to be terrible. So I don't know if that's a good review or not.
That kind of hung out there
It's
for
actually-
a second. It's like,
it's
that wasn't
actually
bad.
Good. It's just not like amazing. Aaron, can you back me up on that sentiment there?
He hasn't watched it.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I think the problem with Discovery, there's a couple of problems, is I still don't know who half the crew is. Like, they haven't, like, I don't know who anybody on the bridge is. And then the other problem is I don't know what the theme of the show is. It keeps changing.
Like the main direction of the show. Yeah.
Yeah, like, is it a show about Michael? Is it a show about the Klingons? Well, now they're lost, so is this what the show's going to be? Is just them visiting different realities now? I still don't know what it
John
is.
hasn't seen it.
I'm not going to pay to see it. I mean, I'm not going to pay to see it. I may, maybe if somebody has it somewhere, I'll watch it. But I'm not going to do that.
It wasn't a bad show.
It feels more like Battlestar Galactica than it does Star Trek.
No, that's true. I'll give Aaron that one because I was a big Battlestar Galactica fan. I watched it all on Sci-Fi, and it did kind of have that, kind of angst to it. That,
It's a very angsty show.
yeah, Battlestar Galactica.
I mean,
we do have some
angsty.
some other thankful news that we can be thankful for this evening.
ooh,
Some Star Wars news came out in the last couple of weeks. Some big news, that is, that they are going to start on their Disney app. Not exactly sure what the name of the app is. My article fell apart here, but they're going to be putting on a new show on the Disney app, and it's going to be a live-action Star Wars show, which I am pretty psyched
you're
about.
talking about the new Disney streaming service.
Yes, Disney streaming service, and I'm pretty thankful for that. I think that would be a really cool thing. I know they've had some. Me and Aaron have been kind of back and forth on texting over talking about some of the we were talking about, and we're going to get back to it here in the next couple of weeks when Star Wars The Last Jedi comes out, and we get to review that, which I'm pretty psyched about being able to go see that on Thursday night and come back and be able to record the next day and be able to really get a good one out. But we'll talk about a little bit more about this stuff when we do a Star Wars show down the line here. But apparently they're going to be putting out a live action Star Wars show, which is just really in the super early stages of development. There's not even I think a premise or anything of that nature yet. But I'm psyched about that. I'm very thankful that Disney's going to actually do that. And Aaron, do you have any other news on that front, on what this new show might possibly be about?
They haven't said. They do have that one show that George Lucas was developing a few years back. It was going to be like all about the Jabba the Hutt type characters, the bounty hunters, all that.
Wasn't it like going to be? Wasn't that the one? Was that the one? If I'm remembering, is that the one that was supposed to be like take place in the underside of Coruscant?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the one I was.
Underbelly,
The-
Jabba the Hutt.
And they actually have like 60 scripts done or something, but then it just proved too expensive to film, so they never did do anything with it. So I mean, they've got all the scripts,
Yeah,
but
but
it was
if
something George
George
Lucas did.
It's just going to be a bunch of terrible dialogue.
Well, I don't think he
I
wrote
wrote
it,
as
but
rough.
he
Yeah,
commissioned other people to write the
The
scripts.
underbelly is so rough. I hate it.
I don't like the code.
I hate the underbelly.
I was just.
It's so coarse.
I think was it me and you, Tim, that were sitting there talking about this, and we said that
I have the high belly.
weren't we talking about it, that we thought that it would be would be a great one. Would be a mix of having a Porg, an Ewok, Jar Jar Binks, or Gungan, and somebody else on like a road trip.
Oh no, we were talking about that on chat. Like, if it was like a crew, like you have a Han Solo type. He's got an Ewok, but it's got like a patch eye. He's a battle veteran from Endor, and some wisecracking female member of the crew. And and somebody said basically it's Firefly, but with Star Wars crew. And I would be all over that show.
I think that could work. I think that would be pretty cool to have that type of
Ewok, like a gray beard.
not the Ewok. I can do without the Ewok.
And he says Ewok curse words all the time, like they did on Fire.
Well, they taught him basic, or they taught him English.
All I did was
Yeah, and so, but all it is cuss words. So
Star Wars cuss words.
yeah,
So he's just
like
going,
Nerf herder.
Yeah, he just says that's all he says is Nerf herder.
all the time.
Kind of like I am Groot.
Kind of like I am Groot. Yeah.
There's this one guy there's this one guy who can
Interpret it.
yeah, and then you go into the force or the rebels, and you have the one guy who's force sensitive. So it could work. I think we talked about this once before, or they have this woman or guy who comes on, and it's a Jedi. They could go with the whole Firefly thing.
They just need a crew. It needs to be like a crew that goes to different parts of the Star Wars universe. Like, if it's just like if they do some kind of political Star Wars drama, I might shoot myself or something like that.
Law and Order.
Yeah.
Ewok unit.
Now I would watch the Ewok unit, but if it's like the Cloud City unit and it's like Logray leading it up, or Lobot, sorry, Logray's the Ewok, I think.
What about a Rogue Squadron series featuring Wedge Antilles and them having adventures?
Now that could work, but
Wedge Antilles is the greatest character in all of Star Wars history.
but they're going to go with something that's kind of that they
Very nice.
what Wedge?
Very nice.
I like Wedge, but he's not the greatest character.
No. It's
Paradise.
Grand Admiral Thrawn
Oh,
is the greatest character in.
get off of
and Tim says it's wicked.
But I think if they're going to make it successful, I mean, I understand what you're saying because I think that'd be really cool. But would that just about Wedge and Rogue Squadron? Would that be too much of a pigeonhole? In what they could do as far as
What if you said it? What if you said it after Return of the Jedi? Like, what does the Rogue Squadron do now that the Empire's defeated? And then maybe they get involved in smuggling or something underhanded, or some type of conspiracy.
That would be kind of cool.
Or boring.
Well, and I liked another thing I think would be kind of cool. Aaron, have you read the Aftermath novels?
I have not.
Well, in that, now hear me out on this because this might be pretty cool. Is what they do is they put a group of people together. They got an ex-imperial, what is up with you? Every time I start talking about this, y'all put these helmets on.
Oh, this is fun.
It's Star Wars.
Oh, mine's on the wall there. I never can get it off. But anyways, let me just since Aaron's interested in this, the premise of the books is that they had this ragtag group that go out and they hunt ex-imperial officers and bring them to justice. I think that would be pretty cool. That would be my take on it.
I like that Quentin Tarantino film.
Film?
Inglorious, what?
Yeah, kind of.
Quentin Tarantino
It came
film.
out weird. But like the Jedi one, so like
Yeah.
Inglorious
Yeah,
Jedis.
those guys. Yeah.
No,
Inglorious Sith.
So like the one thing I really loved about Rogue One was when they got their crew together. They got Baze and Chirrut, or however you say his name, and K2 and everybody, and they're going to take him down. Like, I think a Star Wars crew where they're doing stuff like that, and you've got characters like those characters.
So Firefly.
Yeah, but it doesn't necessarily have to be like a smuggling crew or whatever. I mean, I don't know what their main task would be in life, but just something like that. I think like the hint of a Jedi, but not necessarily a Jedi. Because you can't just totally ignore the Force and the Jedi.
Well, somebody has to be force sensitive.
Well, and that's
Right.
where you come into the idea of having this group of people who are out looking for ex-Imperials. You could have the one guy who's force sensitive, and because you have some really after the fall of the Death Star, Brian either went to sleep or suffocated over there in the mask. But
You went full
He's
Star
force
Wars.
sensitive. He's
You
got his
went-
helmet on.
You went full Star Wars.
Okay,
You
but
never
if-
go full Star Wars.
Never go full Star Wars.
if the
That's our T-shirt.
I'm just trying to be the guy.
That's our T-shirt.
Never go
Five Live Bears. Never go full Star Wars.
never go full Star Wars.
You never go full bear.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
We're done.
Aaron heard that. He didn't hear anything else we're saying, but he heard you say that. Anyway, gosh,
Hashtag move on.
yeah. My thought is that
Hashtag Emil
you could have all these adventures of this group of indoor
Ewoks.
Republic. No, well, you can put an Ewok in there if you wanted to. The Republic sends out this group of bounty hunters to find all these ex-Imperials, and they uncover I don't know. They uncover the conspiracy which leads to the First Order. That would be cool. I mean, you could do that. I could see that happening.
Going back to what Charlie said, Law and Order indoor unit where it's
Bam, bam, dum, dum,
Ewoks
dum, dum, dum.
investigating Ewok murders
On indoor.
on indoor.
Dun, 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 dun,
And every once in a while they pick up a Jawa
Yeah,
who's like selling death sticks or something. He's like, "Oh,
that's who one of their informants is. Yeah,
You know the bounty hunter they should have on there on the Star Wars bounty hunter show should be an Ewok or a Wookiee, but he has like his hair kind of pompadour at the top and then flowing, and going to be Dog, the Chewbacca bounty hunter.
no, I'm gonna need you to make better jokes.
Yeah, I'm gonna need me too. I just wanted to make a Dog the bounty hunter joke because I always like to make Dog the bounty hunter jokes.
oh man. Anyways, moving on tonight.
Just totally.
So
killed
Charlie
the
has a
show.
question this week.
No, we got a top 10 list. We got to get in.
Oh.
Aaron put this together, and I feel bad
Aaron's
because
lists are more important than my question.
we'll get
That's-
to your
that's
question.
kinda what I feel
I'm
like.
kidding. I'm kidding.
We'll get to
You
your
feel that
question.
too? I felt that. That
We'll
was
get to your
personal.
question. Yeah, I know, man. It was like,
Thou dost
That was
protest
a
too
personal
much.
attack.
we'll get this fixed.
I'm going off the boomstick.
Don't take. How hard it is to get them things back on there.
Oh, what? Oh.
Like this?
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
For those not watching on YouTube,
Just got my ears blown out.
go to YouTube.
All right. Aaron sent this out to us, the top 10 trilogies. And this is all the different movies that had trilogies, of course.
Really?
Sorry.
John, define trilogy for me.
A set of movies in threes that tell a sequence story.
stop.
Honorable mentions tonight. Here's what he has as honorable mentions. The Godfather trilogy.
And I put that as honorable mention because I haven't seen it, so I don't know if it deserves to be on the list or
Me
not.
either. Me either.
I've
Aaron.
seen it.
Yeah, it definitely needs to be on a list, but not this list. They did not age well. Those movies did not age well.
That is true.
Star Wars prequel trilogy, that's an honorable mention. I agree with that. I like them. Not as much as I'm hoping to like Justice League when I see it this week. That's for you, Brad. And the Matrix trilogy.
Don't poke the bear.
The Matrix
Oh.
trilogy, which was...
Only because the first one was so good,
the first one was
And
really
then-
good.
it just went really downhill.
And
after
me
that
and
race.
Tim...
Right.
Me and Tim said...
Most of the movies on this list there's two great movies and one pretty good movie on these trilogies. So if it was one good movie and two meh, then it didn't make the list. So like Thor wouldn't make the list because the first two were just okay and the third one was great. So
Well, I don't really know if I'd really consider... I mean, I know there's three movies, but is Thor really a trilogy? It doesn't really tell a singular story. Is that our definition of trilogy? You know, that's the thing. I mean, like, that would be mine, but I didn't make the list, and we appreciate Aaron taking the time to do this.
Dang, Aaron, I didn't make the list. I'll just read it.
If I made it
So here we go.
better, I'll tell you.
No. Y'all remember the last week I did a list. It was terrible. I don't do lists anymore. All right, number 10.
Now, wait a minute. I do that, and I go full Star Wars, and he's over there
Yeah, but
lounging back.
It's Tim.
Oh.
It's Tim. Number 10, Austin Powers movies. I did not like them.
Why am I not? Why am I not surprised?
I hated those movies because they were just stupid.
Get in my butter.
No, it was just dumb. It was just so cliche-ish. It was just
Baby back.
you two are out of your minds tonight.
Austin Powers was so funny.
No, it wasn't.
Nah.
Take your helmets off. I can't hear you.
Sorry. Last time I took a gift from you. All right, next.
So we can't disagree with y'all anymore. Okay.
Number
Good to know.
9. You almost ran over me with your van because I said I wanted to see Justice
You
League.
gotta love Justice League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
off
Don't
the
even say
podcast.
about disagreeing with me. You're like, just sit down there. We'll see if you're Superman. Hold this van back.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You should have called Aquaman if you didn't like the ride. Bobber.
Number
My
9.
man.
Number 9, Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy.
Garbage.
No,
Hey,
it was
At
all
the
right.
time, Spider-Man 2 was considered one of the greatest superhero movies ever.
Okay, but think
Yeah,
back.
but 3 is so bad.
Well,
Yeah,
Yes.
but
one
you
and two are good.
but you got to think back to the
Three
fact
is
that
duty.
you had nothing before this.
I know.
I mean, without Raimi's Spider-Man, you don't have the Marvel MCU.
Nailed it.
I boldly say that.
Yeah, you
Right
boldly
there.
say that. All right.
I boldly say it because look how much money they made. Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, even as bad as it is by today's standards, prove that superhero movies can make money, and that's the only reason why we have them.
Wasn't the
Because
Nolan Batman movies making money?
Not as much as
not,
Superman.
not as much as
Or
Spider-Man
Spider-Man.
did.
No, but were they not making money?
I mean, because the only thing you had before this, you had Batman in 1989. You had and then you had the Batman, those Batman movies, which were absolutely stupid after the second one, and they were like, all right, no more. We ain't doing nothing. And we didn't really have any superhero movies throughout the 90s until you got to Spider-Man. So yeah, I would say they ran on as far as an influence level, they may not be the best movies by today's standards,
An
but by influence they were.
Honorable mention.
All right.
Dang,
Brian.
R2.
Number 8, the Dark Knight trilogy.
It's hard being like you and Charlie with John. It really is.
I agree with that being on the list. Dark Knight trilogy.
Don't get Charlie
Whoa,
started.
what?
I am purposely to keep my mouth shut about it. I've said my piece.
Who's Batman in the real world? I hate it.
He said it too. Don't act like I'm the one that
John,
kept that theory.
John doesn't hate Heath Ledger's Joker like you
I
do.
like Heath Ledger's Joker. Let's see, number 7. Okay, I can dig this one. The Evil Dead series.
It's a good
Finally,
one.
one I agree with.
I like that
So
one.
good.
Evil Dead. Number 6, Captain America trilogy. Good series. Civil War was a little weak in some areas, I think.
You're weak.
Well,
Yes,
that's one of them nights around here.
it is.
Oh man.
I
You
thought
gave us
coffee would
masks,
make us
John.
better,
What do
but-
you expect?
People out there like, man, that's the first time they listen to
Those
this. They're like,
guys
those
are
people
so
hate each
mean.
other.
So mean.
You can talk this way to each
Gosh.
other when you've been around each other for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
Charlie.
Okay, I'll just say it. The Captain America Civil War, it was a good movie, but I felt it was weak. I felt the storyline was weak.
Don't hate you,
I,
Tim.
I like the comic book version of the story better. I thought the Bucky Barnes thing was a little weak.
Hard to execute the comic book version on in the movie form, I think.
Well, I think in the overall it is because you don't have the rights to all them characters.
Right.
But the fact is I felt that all of a sudden it's like boom. Okay, and with all due respect to the movie, they have this problem in this one country and Sokovia. It blows up and then they blow up the building. They blow up part of a building and all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, we got to fix it all. And I felt that it was kind of the ideal of everybody being so highly unappreciative of them saving the world. Is a little bit kind of weak, but whatever. I mean, that's just me. Number 5, Toy Story. Yeah, I could see that. I think that was a great. In fact, if this is in a order of
I'm going to
greatness,
say something really controversial here,
Don't
and I'm going to make enemies.
don't
didn't
go
like
there.
them.
I was not moved by Toy Story 3 like everybody else was.
You have no soul.
Thank you, Aaron.
I told you. I'm
Oh,
gonna make
man.
Actually,
dude.
you have the right to, be touched by things and not touched by things.
Like my fist in your face is the underlying tone you're trying to say there, Charlie.
That's not what I meant,
man,
Tim.
it was the first time I'd ever been in a theater full of 7-year-olds that at the end of a movie nobody was talking or anything. Everybody was just like,
7-year-olds?
"Oh my goodness!" Well, I went with Susie. I took Susie to take
Toy Story
that
3.
movie, and they almost like the scene where it looks like they're all going to hell. They're getting ready to melt off into nothing.
I just like you knew they weren't going to die.
I know, but still, when you're sitting with a 7-year-old, they're like,
I don't know.
it was this horrible moment.
Suspended reality there.
Just
Like I was like, they're gonna melt him.
It just didn't.
Aaron,
get me.
I haven't
holding
seen.
hands.
If one of
They bonded together.
if one of them would have fallen in there, maybe it would have got me.
I know
All
that.
gone.
I know that 3 of us saw the first Toy Story
Oh, yes.
on opening day. Were you with us, too?
Yes, I was.
Okay, so 4 of the 5 live bears went to see Toy Story opening day.
Yeah, I went and saw it. I didn't
But
go with
you-
you.
you
I
didn't
went
go
with you
with
all.
us, but-
No, I was with a drunk friend and his wife, and they were like, they didn't even know what they were watching. They were so totally out of it. That was during a younger, crazier time for me, though. So
That's on another episode. Of
Yeah.
Love Bears.
it's on a different.
Hey, I
topic.
could do a whole episode on Toy Story 3 because there's so much symbolism about heaven and hell, and it might be about a concentration camp. It's just all kinds of crazy
Wow.
stuff. So,
Yeah, Garen.
No.
Aaron is
Oh.
just taking this movie to
No,
another
we're
level.
good. We're
Later on
He's
Aaron's
like, "Nah, we're good."
podcast.
Something on the
I
five
act so
live
weird
bears.
when somebody brings up the Holocaust on this podcast.
We're not going there. I teach that stuff. I'm not going there. All right. Number 4, Modern Apes trilogy: The Rise, Dawn, and War for the Planet of the Apes. I've seen 2 of them, liked them,
I haven't seen the last one.
and I haven't seen the
seen
last one yet. I might rent that this
Is
weekend.
that the Woody Harrelson one?
Yeah. Number 3, The Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, I get that. Return of the King was pretty good. I liked it. I wasn't a big fan of the Fellowship of the Rings. It lasted for like 6 years. Me and Charlie tried to watch it up here one night. It was like, what in the world?
Well, the first one I fell
is-
asleep.
yeah,
on,
yeah, definitely. The second one was all right. The third one really picked it up. I like the third one. I even liked the Hobbit, the Battle of Five Armies. I think that's the name
The
of it.
Battle of Five Bears.
Yeah, we ought to do our own. It'd be great.
Of course, the thing too with Lord of the Rings was it was like the first trilogy that was scheduled year after year,
Yeah,
so that
True.
did help with that.
His first one.
it was
really
it was
did
pretty
that.
cool. Number 2, he has
Ooh.
at number 2 he has Star Wars, the original trilogy.
Oh, wait
Uh,
a second. Wait a second. Never mind. Go ahead.
He's got that as number 2. I would flip that with number 1. There's no trilogy that tells a better story than the original Star Wars trilogy. It just I'm
Number
sorry,
one
doesn't do it.
Number one has to be
See if you can guess it.
Back to the Future.
Ooh, that's
Any
a
other
good one.
guesses? With a bullet, Back to the Future. That's what Aaron has here as his number
A
1
really well done
overall.
That is good.
It syncs and links together so well.
The ideals of what they were doing during that time period, because you had the Star Wars trilogy, which had come out, which kind of told a story. But other than that, there wasn't really anything, because you had movies like Superman 2, Superman 3, but they were disjointed, separate storylines.
Yeah.
So other than Star Wars, really, Back to the Future was the first one that I can really remember that was a movie that was set up to where it was a continuous story throughout 3 movies, and that was really, I believe, I mean, from what I remember when I was a kid, that was really a novel approach. It seemed like that was really something that
Yeah.
was totally out there and cutting edge at that time. To have 3 movies that really interconnect and told one story. So yeah, I agree with that. I think those 2 at the end are definitely the top, or would be definitely the top.
Maybe a
2 for
1A
me.
and a 1B.
Yeah. And
Any that you would add to the list, Charlie?
I'm afraid to say it.
Blade.
It's okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
Oh,
Blade.
the Blades.
Blade. If I'm
They're
gonna,
not good movies, but they're fun movies.
They are.
if I'm gonna
fun-
add
fun
if I'm gonna add
movies.
one to the list here that Aaron does not have, I'd have to say the Indiana Jones trilogy.
They're not trilogies. That's
Yeah,
why it's not
well,
on there.
but-
John doesn't count the fourth
Yeah, I
one.
Like
couldn't
fourth
put it
one.
on there.
There's
fourth
more
one.
than 3. Makes it not a trilogy.
Yeah, but then if you're going to go by that parameter, then you can't say the Star Wars ones are, because there's 7 of them. Okay, I mean,
Those are separate trilogies. Those separate stories.
yeah, but then you can't connect the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull with the first 3. I mean, that's 3 trilogies. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is the start of the next trilogy, if you want to go that, because they're technically going to bring another one out.
Oh, okay.
We found your
Yeah.
bitter button.
My,
Nice.
this is my bitter button.
Bitter, but Brian, anything you'd add?
I got my Indiana Jones hat right over here. Actually, Indiana Jones hat. Anyone want to add, Aaron? I mean, anyone you want to add, Brian? Sorry.
Good.
All right. Charlie just got one question for us this evening.
Just one question. What is the one food you have to eat at Thanksgiving? Tim is picky eater, and so his is going to be macaroni and cheese, correct?
I haven't decided what
Okay.
my one food is.
Okay, John, what's yours?
My
John was leaving.
John's like, I'll screw
my
this
one
fire.
food, it's the one thing my wife makes that I absolutely love, is green bean bundles.
Oh yeah.
Green bean bun.
You take some shredded green beans, you wrap them in bacon, and then you put brown sugar over top of them. You let them cook for about 10, 20 minutes, and it is amazing. You always got to have something to say, don't you?
I'm singing brown sugar.
I know what you're doing.
Brian, what's yours?
Wow, that's a tough one. I mean, you gotta have the pumpkin pie with whipped cream. That's probably the solid. Like, gotta have to have that. But then again, I like dressing.
I
so.
did think of something.
Yes.
Pecan pie.
Oh yes,
Wow.
yes,
Oh,
definitely.
yeah. Aaron?
And
Aaron?
I like to take the leftover turkey and make a good turkey sandwich.
Yes.
yeah,
Uh,
that's
that's always
Cheese and mayo and
Oh,
all that
yeah.
good stuff. It's great.
that's always nice.
Charlie.
mine is cornbread dressing.
Ooh.
Even though I haven't eaten the past 3 years, I'm going to this year.
Yes.
Live it up. Tomorrow night, man. You are you there tomorrow night?
No, I'll work.
You got work? Okay, I didn't know if you had to work or not. I wasn't sure. We have a Would You Rather this evening. Going back to the cards.
That sounds very Toy Story.
I like how you switch it up. Pretty good. switching it between the last week's one and this week's one.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate that. We got to keep this. We got to keep this going.
That was so just.
What?
Would you
That
rather?
was sincere.
It sounded
He
very
wasn't sincere.
Yeah, it sounded very sincere through the Darth Vader mask.
Thanks a lot, Tim.
I
Jerk.
liked last week's. I got to discuss Daryl.
Here's your slick question: would you rather get punched in the face?
or punched
Would you
in
get
the
rather be punched in the
stomach.
face by a DC fan or by Bride? Would you rather jump into a bathtub of ice water or jump into a bathtub of warm egg salad?
Ice water.
Yes, ice water.
What?
That's the card, man.
Warm egg salad.
I just pulled the card. Yeah. Would you rather jump into a bathtub full of ice water or jump into a bathtub full of warm egg salad?
Am I clothed?
That's up to you.
There is no.
There's no reason you wouldn't be.
There is no
Parameters that would change
world
the
where
answer.
we live in where it would be a good idea to jump into egg salad.
warm egg
But it's
salad.
a bathtub
Hot.
full, so I'm not putting my face in it.
You don't know
No,
that.
it's
it
on you.
Could be a,
Just,
it could be a soaker
Warm.
tub deep
Just-
full of it.
Slathered.
Okay,
egg
basically
salad.
you're in mayonnaise. Clothed or not, you're in mayonnaise. Warm mayonnaise.
You'd stand up and go,
Yeah, it would be all kinds of nasty noises. Ice water's cold, you jump
And
out, you're good.
It would get in crevices.
Even if you're clothed.
Cold or clothed.
Clothed.
Okay.
Aaron?
Aaron?
Yo. What are the chances of getting salmonella from the potato salad?
it's egg
It's
salad.
egg salad.
That's ex-
You can't get salmonella from potato salad. Let me put on my teacher hat here. There's no salmonella in potatoes.
I'll go with the ice water.
Ice water.
Brian?
Ice water for sure.
John?
I'm gonna have to agree. I would say ice water would probably be best bet. I would throw up. There'd be no way. I can't
Especially
stand
with
that
it being
stuff.
warm.
Yeah.
And those eggs would start stinking too. Oh,
No. Be like jumping into a thing of
rotten trash.
tuna
Like
fish.
A hot dumpster fire.
like the
Jump into a DC movie.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys said it, not me.
I would jump into a DC movie.
Suicide Squad Part 2.
My man.
Now I would go see a Star Wars movie where Darth Vader says that. Oh my gosh, what a show! We thank the 15 or so people that are still watching, and please continue to subscribe, like, and share. Share us on Facebook, YouTube. Hey, we're digging our YouTube crowd. I mean,
It's like
we're
the Carol
getting
Burnett.
that's a lot of.
Carol Burnett.
We're getting some love on YouTube. We do
Follow us on
appreciate that,
SoundCloud, iTunes.
and Google Play.
Don't get so self-righteous over there.
I'm not being self-righteous.
Happy
Wear
Thanksgiving.
leather.
See you later, players.
Don't wear leather.
Hey, can I ask a would you rather question?
Well, hang on.
Oh,
We gotta wrap this up. It's
We
over.
got 4 minutes,
Where?
Aaron. We got 4 minutes, bud.
Go.
Quick one, Aaron, go.
Would you rather cosplay as Walter White in his tidy whities, or as a bathtub full of potato salad?
Oh well.
no, I got one. Would you rather
I know where you're going with this.
cosplay
I already know what you're going
as
with this.
Aquaman? Sorry, that's all I could get.
Okay, never mind. I thought you were going somewhere
What did
else.
you think I was going to say?
Or a guy in a leather vest and a pair of leopard print pants. Tag.
Wrap it up, John.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
See you later, players.
Gobble, gobble.
See you wobble.